He keeps saying that.
One ugly man.
Freak show. That's all I can say. Freak show.
Well, now you're live, so
Well, they don't know what I'm talking about. Circus might be in town.
uh, circus season's not for a month or so yet.
That's the best. That's the best freak show there is circus. But I guess he said we're live, and I'm crooked. Not sure why.
Let me count the ways.
It's crooked.
Oh, it's crooked, not you're crooked. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm crooked. Not you. The camera. Man. Hey, man. Yeah, I guess that's as straight as it gets. That's all she wrote.
Wait a minute. We've only been on for a minute 25. What do you mean that's all she wrote?
Oh, I didn't say that other thing. There's
No.
Mama Jan. You can't leave yet. Mama Jan just showed up. Well, you're getting ready to slip out the back, Mama Jan. It's a good thing you showed up.
Yeah, said he wanted to go live, and then he said that's all she wrote.
Bad timing on the wording.
Yeah.
But I didn't get the camera any straighter.
No. Good enough for government work.
I'm not sure if we got our money's worth yet on that backhoe, but I did a good bit today. And also, we went over to the lot and put some more stuff in the dumpster.
I forgot about that.
Did you get all of that stuff off the top of the lot that the neighbor was belly aching about?
Oh, we had a great conversation with the preacher's wife. What was her name? Roy and Linda, I think. Yeah, she was praising us for being there with that dumpster, saying, I am so glad to see that get cleaned up. Yeah, we had about a 15-minute conversation with her. Nice lady.
Oh, good.
In full support of our efforts.
Well, yeah, considering what that lot looks like.
Well, she knows. She was talking a little bit of history that we hadn't heard before, too.
Oh.
And the wind is here, and the rain's supposed to be here about 2 o'clock. And then, I don't know. I guess it'll be a good time to operate on the table and turn it into a bed, or the bed and turn it back into a table. This one.
Okay. And then what are you going to sleep on?
I don't know. Might just rip the couch out too and put an air bed in.
Oh, okay.
Just don't have the heater on.
Huh?
Just don't have the heater on.
That's what I was going to blow it up with. Put warm air in it. Oh, goody, the internet just blinked.
Oh, you're still here, so it must not have blinked too bad.
No, I mean, I guess Starlink did a pause.
Oh.
It comes right back on.
Well, dadgum, Mama Jan, y'all's going to be getting that snow coming down from up in the high country.
Oh, yeah, it's going to get a...
The Sacramento River is going to be out of its banks.
Yep. Hi, Yellow Rose, Debbie. Good to see y'all. We're just hanging out, waiting on everybody to show up.
And if you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
You're doing all this Johnny Carson hand signal. Maybe he wants to be on.
No.
We gotta get jacked up a little bit higher there. That way I can see the chat better.
Where's that Johnny
Hope
Carson?
everybody had a blessed day, and I guess we've been off a couple of days, haven't we?
No, just yesterday. You were on during the day before.
Yesterday during the day.
Yeah, yesterday during the day. Making me lose track of my days.
I don't bother keeping track. That's just
What's today?
Thursday.
it's dark.
And
That's
I know
right.
that and I know that because my dad asked me 4 times.
It's dark, and if you wait a while, it'll be daylight again. That's all that matters in camp. Daylight and dark.
Yes, I imagine they are, Mama Jan, because if it's going to be in the 80s and 90s out there, that snow's going to melt like crazy.
Yeah. We've been out there when it was doing it too.
When I saw your name, Yellow Rose, I was wondering if it had come yet,
Mm.
because I know the priority mail is not always priority anymore, especially when you get away from the East Coast.
Yep, it's a pretty day after the cool, chilly wind this morning quit. Got up in about 65, 66. And I guess we're getting, I know DC's calling for upwards of 4 to 6 inches of rain between now and Monday. That's farther east.
Yeah,
We'll see where it brings us.
well, it's a nor'easter, but instead of snow, it's rain. There's 2 storms coming together right there.
Yes, Mama Jan, and I can't wait. We cannot wait to have you here.
Less than 30 days, that's right.
Hey, it's less. I didn't even. What's today?
Oh, Mama Jan, I got great news for you. Today we broke ground on a little thing called the lodge.
Broke ground.
Broke ground.
Yeah, Dustin broke ground today too.
Yeah, he was breaking ground all right. It's about a 12 foot by 12 foot patch. Wore him out.
Hey, that's rough when you're doing all that sod.
No, it was rock.
And roots.
He picked a rock bar.
No, I didn't pick it.
I ain't gonna blame it on me.
Wait, did
I planted the apple tree. He picked the garden.
you pick the only spot on the hill that has rocks in it?
Apple trees do good in rocky soil.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a couple down here where it was kind of swampy. They didn't like it.
We still haven't figured out where to put your rose bush yet. Probably gonna put it up on the hill somewhere where it can eventually grow up the side of the lodge,
That's
Okay.
right, Debbie. Coming too.
up the side of the deck.
Debbie.
Well, Debbie, there ain't gonna be a lot to look at. It's mostly construction, but you'll be able to see the plan a lot better than you used to. It's all tore up. There's not much grass left.
Well, it won't have to have Rocky in there to mow it then.
No, but it might need Rocky to bring a bulldozer in. I think
see.
he said he had. Pretty sure he said he had one.
Oh, I imagine he's got one of everything.
Yeah, but he'd be drooling if he knew what I was over here riding around in. I've seen his backhoe.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure.
if you take the attachments off, you can bale hay with it. We'll just put it that way.
Well, that's one of those multi-purpose tractors. It's a tractor, it's a backhoe, it's a hay baler.
And see, that's where this one's different. This one's not a tractor.
Yeah.
It's a backhoe that thinks it's an excavator and a bulldozer, all three in one.
Well,
Very big machine.
you have to
I'm
figure
amazed. I'm amazed at this extended boom where when you look at the number, it says 420 FI, I believe. Yeah, the I is inverted boom.
Oh, okay.
The front part of the boom that holds the bucket, where you can put it out, and then you can also extend it out this way. Comes out this way,
Okay.
like a great all.
Yeah.
You talk about handy for digging deep hole. It's supposed to be able to dig, I think, a 14-foot hole. So nobody better make us mad. We can put them deep. I'm not going to bother saying what. I won't say what, so we can keep it on Facebook or on CommuTube.
Well, Debbie, thanks for stopping by. Sweet dreams. Restful sleep.
Yep. Hope you feel better. Hey, C4 Freedom, good to see you. Yeah, get you a shot of zinc and some orange juice. That usually works if you catch it ahead of time.
Or a hot toddy. Might
Yeah,
not
that works too.
might not make you feel better, but you won't care.
If it's toddy, it don't have to be hot.
Yes.
Just the toddy works too.
Yeah, that's what I said. You might not make you feel better, but you won't care.
You definitely want another toddy. No, that's why I keep a couple of 6-packs of PBRs around. I think I'm gonna have a bad night. I just have a PBR before I go to bed.
Yeah, that stuff will kill anything.
Sleep pretty good too.
Yeah, that's true.
That will kill anything. This one strain I picked up at G-Leaf today. 34%. It's like 4 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. I love it. Like the old days. And still plenty of ramp dip. Except the refrigerator keeps working.
Yeah, I imagine when you open the refrigerator, that's all you smell.
It's wonderful. Beat them little pine tree things you buy. All I gotta do is just pop the refrigerator open for about a minute.
Yeah, it clear your sinuses and give you a dermabrasion all at the same time.
When you get to that, we had to put their stuff under there to keep from raining. Might want to put that thing in. Then we gotta get out there and put that stuff under. It's in. You got room in the tent.
It's there now.
We put pillow in.
Tarp.
Oh, you don't
Yeah, wind's picking up a little bit.
yeah, I was gonna say you don't have the tubs. You don't have a tub set over it like you do here.
Yeah, there's a tarp and a tub.
Yeah,
But
the tub is
it's not the big tub. That's what I was using up there.
tub is occupied at the moment.
And the great big tub. Yeah, we gotta get that thing down. How much? Let's see.
Compressor.
I ain't gonna worry about the grill. Just gonna change out the stuff. You want to do some reading while we move some stuff?
Sure.
We gotta get this canopy down.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of stuff sitting under. It can't get wet, so we got to move it.
Well, I get
You
a
gotta go. You gotta go single screen. We'll be gone in probably 10 minutes or so.
okay. We can do that. Let me find it here. I get a weekly newsletter from the National Center for Constitutional Studies, which is one of the places where you can get your pocket constitutions. And it's always got some really cool things they put in their newsletter about the Constitution and forming the Constitution and things like that. And this one that I saved is called "And to the Republic for which it stands." In the colonial era, America's founders were aware of two types of republics. As they later discovered, neither was suitable for the vision they held of the free people under a fixed law. The two republics they most closely observed were the unitary parliamentary republic and the confederated public. A unitary parliamentary republic is a single unit or state composed of a legislative or parliamentary body that is supreme over the government of the entire nation. This type of republic was just starting to emerge in Great Britain during the colonial era by reducing the autocratic powers of the king and forcing him to share his power with Parliament. However, the people did not gain the advantages they had expected because the Parliament then became supreme and to some extent autocratic. Yeah, and they have a House of Lords and a House of Commons. America's founders had already ruled out legislative supremacy because it generally ended in tyranny over the people. A confederated public, also known as the Confederation of Independent States, is a system where each state retains its independence and sovereign supremacy, but bands together with other states for the mutual defense of certain other advantages. This type of republic does not have legislative supremacy, but rather state supremacy. The founders patterned articles of confederation after this type of republic and almost lost the Revolutionary War because of it. Realizing that a unitary republic had significant weaknesses as well, a convention of states was finally agreed upon in 1787 to work out the problem areas of the Articles of Confederation. The goal was to figure out how to strengthen the union between the states and at the same time retain the right of the people to self-govern. To accomplish this, they had to go through 4 steps as outlined in the Making of America. Clearly enunciate the fundamental principles that the power to govern rests in the people. This was done in the first 2 paragraphs of the Declaration of Independence. Number 2, although serving as delegates appointed by the state legislatures, they had to propose a government that would not become operative unless approved by the people. Number 3, to achieve this, they proposed to send a constitutional draft back to the Congress, and if it was approved by them, to have it submitted to the ratifying conventions elected by the people, not the legislatures in each of the states. When ratified, the Constitution would become the voice of the people, not the confederated sovereign states, and would thereby make the voice of the people the supreme law of the land. The founders structured the Constitution so that the doctrines of legislative supremacy as applied in England and state supremacy as applied to the Netherlands, Germany, and the American Articles of Confederation would be replaced by the doctrine of constitutional supremacy a brand new invention. During the ratifying conventions, Madison offered a concise definition of a republic. We may define a republic to be a government which derives all of its power directly or indirectly from the great body of the people and is administered by persons holding their offices during pleasure for a limited period or during good behavior. It is essential to such a government that it be derived from the great body of the society, not from an inconsiderable proportion of a favored class of it. Otherwise, a handful of tyrannical nobles exercising their oppression by delegation of their powers might aspire to the rank of republicans and claim for their government the honorable title of republic. And that's a quote from the 5,000-Year Leap. Only under a constitutional republic do the people enjoy the full right of self-rule. The privilege of self-rule has not been had by many people throughout the entire history of the world. Americans should consider themselves especially blessed people. Dr. Skuzin explains what the founders really meant by republicanism. Modern Americans have long since forgotten the heated and sometimes violent debates which took place in the 13 colonies between 1775 and 1776 over the issue of morality. For many thousands of Americans, the big question of independence hung precariously on the single slender thread of whether or not the people were sufficiently virtuous and moral to govern themselves. Self-government was generally referred to as republicanism, and it was universally acknowledged that a corrupt and selfish people could never make the principles of republicanism operate successfully. As Franklin wrote, only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. As nations become corrupt and vicious, they have more need of masters. Because self-rule gives many opportunities for the people to express their opinions and be involved in the legislative process, republicanism becomes a sacred responsibility to be taken very seriously. In a speech by Pat Buchanan in 1996, he reminded us of our responsibility under a republic. We have forgotten that, as a nation and a people, we are under God's judgment. We are under God's law. We have forgotten that America is more than her gross national product. She is more than the world's largest economy. She is more than the sum of all we buy and sell. She is our country, our home. We are not just consumers. We Americans are citizens of a republic, sons and daughters of a great nation, brothers and sisters, and we have obligations and duties to one another. The issue of the new century will be whether America survives as an independent republic. The founders knew that placing all power in the people, who then elect representatives of their choosing, could lead to those elected representatives exercising force or control over the people in areas not intended. They recognized that almost everyone could develop a love for power once he or she is placed in a position of public trust. Oh, they just ain't whistling Dixie on that. The answer, said Jefferson, is for people to be jealous and watchful of their rights and to bind public officials by the restraints of a written constitution. It would be dangerous delusion were confidence in the men of our choice to silence our fears for the safety of our rights. That confidence is everywhere the parent of despotism. Free government is founded in jealousy, not in confidence. It is jealousy and not confidence which prescribes limited constitutions to bind down those who we are obliged to trust with power, that our Constitution has accordingly fixed the limits to which and no farther our confidence may go. In questions of power, then, let no more be said of confidence in man, but bind him down from mischief by the chains of the Constitution. Former university professor and noted constitutionalist H. Verlin Anderson described human nature in a free republic this way. Since almost all of us are unable, afraid, or ashamed to use unrighteous force on one another directly, it is difficult to believe we manifest the disposition to do so in this manner. But when the reins of government are placed in our hands, most of those considerations which deter us are removed. The lack of ability is no longer a problem because the power of government is now at our disposal. We are no longer restrained by fear because we now have the police power on our side. And since we can usually quiet the voice of conscience by deceiving ourselves into believing that the golden rule does not apply to the actions of government, we can quite easily suppress this restraint. And finally, we can undertake to exercise unrighteous dominion by doing nothing more inconvenient than voting or arguing for a bad law. The founders' writings are replete with evidence that suggests our nation was established with a republican form of government. This is not to be confused with the Republican Party. These are two entirely different things. The Constitution clearly states in Article 4, Section 4, that the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government. How is it then that nearly every politician, professor, and journalist today use the term democracy to describe our form of government? Because if you tell a lie long enough, people think it's the truth. While some may use the term innocently, others are accurately describing the headlong rush for emotional decision-making, forced economic equality, unstable lawmaking, political parties, and their national conventions, which always come with turbulent democracies. Against all these, the founders warned explicitly. Madison wrote, "Democracies have ever been spectacles of turbulence and contention, have ever been found incompatible with personal security or the rights of property, and have in general been as short in their lives as they have been violent in their deaths. Theoretic politicians who have patronized this species of government have erroneously supposed that by reducing mankind to a perfect equality in their political rights, they would at the same time be perfectly equalized and assimilated in their possessions, their opinions, and their passions." Alexander Fraser Tytler, a noted judge, writer, historian, and professor of universal history, explained why a pure democracy tends to destroy itself. A democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can only exist until a majority of the voters discover they can vote themselves largesse, gifts, from the public treasury. From that moment on, the majority always votes for the candidates promising the most benefits for the public treasury, with the result that a democracy always collapses over loose fiscal policy, taxing and spending, always followed by a dictatorship. The average lifespan of the world's greatest civilizations has been 200 years. If these warnings of yesteryear seem more like reality today, perhaps we are closer to a democracy than a republic. The question is whether we are better for it. I will leave that for you to decide. And that was from the newsletter from the National Center for Constitutional Studies, The Creation of a Constitutional Republic.
Good stuff.
It's what?
I said good stuff.
Oh, good stuff. There's Jared. Hi,
Hi,
Jared.
Jared. Good to see you. Great to see you for sure. Can't wait for y'all to get here. Just checking to see if anybody else snuck in. Yeah, Linda did. That's right. Good to see you, Linda. Try to keep up as much as we can with the chat. You really get to see 3 little squares at a time.
Yeah.
I could turn the computer on, but then I can't do anything with the camera.
Yeah, you can only do this or turn it around,
Yeah,
and then you can't type.
We love you too, Jared.
I don't need to type when I can talk. There's my hero, Jared, and his lovely family.
Give Bree a good big hug from us.
Yeah, big Camp Freedom hug. That's for sure. I'm not very talkative tonight. Pretty tired after running. Well, we had a trip to Frederick first thing this morning, and then worked over at the lot for a couple hours, and then finished up over here. So that machine is working out great now that I figured out how to turn the controls to Caterpillar instead of John Deere. Whoever rented it last had them on backwards. It's got the switch to flip it.
I was going to say I didn't realize Caterpillar yellow could become John Deere green.
Yeah, they got the thing button in there where you can flip it. It all it does is reverse the sticks.
Oh,
Basically, just everything's reversed. Up is down, down is up, right is left, left is right.
oh, so you had to get in there and reverse your axis like your PlayStation.
On the first day, it was like I was playing PlayStation with the axis not inverted, right? It's like being handicapped.
Well, if it's not natural to what you're used to, then you have to stop and think about everything.
Yeah, all day I did the first day. But then yesterday evening, I got figuring it out. And figured out all the switches instead of just some of them. They don't put any words on switches. It's all pictures.
And then you have to translate the pictures.
Plus, it's a good thing it's fairly new because they're not rubbed off yet.
And then it's really fun because they don't give you a piece of paper that says what's what.
That's right. And the guys on the videos don't explain them either.
No, they just say do this and flip that. And
Well, they name them, but see, there's no words on them. It's pictures. They don't call the pictures out. They call names. The name of the switch instead of the picture. By the time I get to the manual and look it up, and then look back at the video, they're on something else. But I figured it out. Took a few
eventually,
minutes. Yeah, I think it's a good thing we put that canopy in.
yes, it's supposed to be a bit breezy.
Well, Jared, did you let Jared know anything yet?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I haven't gotten the emails yet with the shipping information.
okay. Well, I think you probably let him know because of how long he's been around and probably heard us talking about it before.
Yeah.
Since you did it, you can break the news.
Yes, we shipped you a case of ASEA with the hopes
Redox.
that the water, the redox supplement water, with the hopes that it will help you in your healing.
No, I don't have hopes. I know it will. I'm
Wow.
living proof.
Yeah.
Cell signaling supplement. It should say anti-aging supplement. That's what it is.
Well, that's what the skincare
No,
says.
that's what this is. I explained my hair coming back.
Well,
That ain't skincare.
mine
That's redox.
mine grew back too.
And it's guaranteed to be what it says it is by those guys right there. BioAgilytics.
Yeah.
Pretty important laboratory.
Yeah, they came out with a new product. It's a clay mask.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, Jared, I want you to make sure you do it right. So listen close and take some notes if you need to. I know there's going to be literature and you can watch videos and so on. We'll get to the websites and everything. There's a Facebook group, so on and so forth. A lot of places where you can go learn about it. You can hear about other people's success with it. People on the on Facebook on a See a Healthy Self. It's a private group, and we'll get you in there. And that group is nothing but testimonials and the success that people have had with the products. And the way you work it is you go to the search window and you use words that aren't the names of diseases or sickness. You use some kind of alternative wording. Like for cancer, you would use abnormal cell growth would be a good one to put in for cancer. The reason you do that is because you want to get the most specific thing you can get. Where if you just say the word cancer, or if you say leukemia or something like that, you're going to get thousands and thousands of testimonies. If you try to use your search window with specific words that aren't the exact names of the diseases, sickness, whatever you want to call it, then you're going to get a less of the testimonies that'll be more directed to what you're looking for. Because I think last time I looked, it was like 220,000 posts up there so far.
They changed their name to Healthy Self, by the way.
That's what it's called, Healthy Self. Not
See,
change.
yeah, healthy.
Be a
Self.
healthy self.
It's just Healthy Self.
There's another group that's similar to it. I can't remember the name of it. But in the water, the way you drink the water, you'll get plenty of direction on it in literature and everything. But I like talking about it also. Whenever you're drinking the water regularly, you want to make sure that you're drinking half of your body weight in ounces of water, of regular water, to replace what the redox takes out, because the redox isn't a hydration drink. It's a dehydration drink. It will dehydrate you.
Well,
That's the only negative about it. And it's not really a negative because you're supposed to drink that much water every day anyway.
yes, you're supposed to drink half your body weight in ounces and with water. That's a lot of people's problem is they're dehydrated.
Yep. Most people are sick because they're dehydrated and don't know it. It's when you're dehydrated, your immune system's crashing.
Because it's busy working on everything else.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll I know that's gonna help you, Jared. And if your doctors say anything negative about it, you can take that for what it's worth, because a lot of doctors aren't educated on this stuff simply because it's fairly new science. It's only been around for about 20 years.
Since
And it's only been in the form that it's in for 13 years. 14, I guess now, going on 14.
yes, in 1998 was when they presented the scientists with a Nobel Prize about cell signaling.
Right.
And
So
Dr. Gary Samuelson was the atomic medical physicist that helped to stabilize the molecules.
Yeah.
He's
I knew that's what you meant, Mama. Mama Jan. Without, she says real quick. It was like, just for a second, I went, huh?
all that snow melts. She's going to be floating. So she's going to have trouble not being with water.
Well, I know one other reason she's always has water.
Yes, that's very astringent too.
But anyhow, back to the redox. This supplement is the reason I'm able to stand up and walk today. Between my cannabis use and redox, that's the reason I'm able to do the things I'm able to do at the age of 61. Because back in 2020, I was being measured for a wheelchair that was supposed to be a supplement in case I needed it because of my back. And when you're on Healthy Self, if you put in my Facebook name, which is Orocas, Orocas, you can read my testimony. And actually, that reminds me, I need to go in and update it again.
And if you want an invite to the group, since it's a private group, just let us know and we'll get, so we know your Facebook handle and we'll get you an invite.
And that goes for everybody, everybody in here. We want to spread the word about redox because it works. And the fact is, it is network marketing, which scares a lot of people away. And that's a shame because this one isn't about the money. This one's about people being healthy.
Yes, you can either be an associate and do the marketing, or you can be a preferred customer and don't do the marketing.
And the best part, you get the same price as an associate as a preferred customer.
Yep.
All you got to do is lock in a monthly order with a credit card.
Yes, your subscription. They don't call them subscriptions anymore. They call them something else. Anyway, it's words. It's the power of words.
Right.
They're constantly updating words. It went from multi-level marketing to network marketing, and now it's, what's the new name for it?
What's the new name, Aaron Minsky? Next level marketing.
Next level. That's, yeah. I couldn't think of the word next. I could think of level.
Next level marketing. Yep. They
Yeah.
change it from multi-level to next level. And that's a good name because that's what it is. This is next level because we worked on and off with network marketing for 30 years or so. And we've seen the good, we've seen the bad, we've seen the ugly. We've been ripped off. We made some money. We made a lot of friends. We had quite a few people that were distributors with us and so on. We've been all the way around the bush with it. So, and with that in mind, my opinion of network marketing is still exactly the same as the first day I heard about it and understood what it was. And that is, it's a great idea because it's people helping people to be successful. That's my number one reason for always, for 32 years, being excited about the idea. It's just a shame that so many people decided to come up with bogus products or bogus companies and make it look bad for everybody else.
Well, and this company's been in business now for 12 years, 12 years. Their goal.
No, they're up to 14 years, sweetie.
Well, where'd I miss 2 years? They just had their 10th anniversary.
I've been here almost a year.
Oh, that's true. But it was.
Yeah, I've hard to believe sometimes too.
It was father and son that started it, and their goal is for it to be a legacy company. So
Miss Q can be able to do that, Mary. I'm on a phone, so I can't go check pages much. But if you want to check out what we're talking about with the redox, you can easily go over to CurtisHudson.com. That's CurtisHutson.com. And if you watch the first 3 videos, you'll know just about as much about it as me and Miss Q do.
Except we've been taking it for 3 years. 3 years.
I was about to finish that with, except how it makes you feel.
Yeah. No, I was looking at Linda's message when she asked, she said a question for Dustin. Did you Google Fed Now? And
Yes, I did. It's just about financial stuff. Anything to do with Fed is not good.
well, it sounds like they're trying to make everything into a digital currency, make it all digital.
Yeah, the Fed coin, sweetie. That's all it is. It's all bull. That's their idea to try to crash the blockchain. That's all they're trying to do. If it's about digital currency and it has to do with the U.S. or the government, that's what it is. The Fed coin. And it's not going to work. It's already been proven. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's falling for the fact that you have to get that in order to replace your Federal Reserve notes. That's what they're eventually going to try to do. And it's all bull, is all it is. They're bluffing with the Federal Reserve central bank about to go under. Ratings on the wall. They made it 12 years longer than they planned. Central bank was supposed to already have failed by now.
Yeah.
On purpose. Check it out. Creature from Jekyll Island. G. Edward Griffin. It's all explained in there. This is the biggest scam to ever be placed on a group of people in the history of the world, called the central bank and their fake fiat money. And we're all about to find out just how fake it is. That's what we're about to find out.
Actually, this sounds more like something like PayPal and steroids.
I didn't even look. Like I said, I can't look stuff up when I'm.
Yeah. Well, if you look at that's from the Federal Reserve page, which is typical government political ease. They're calling it an instant payment service.
Instant payment service.
Yeah, the Fed Now. It's supposed to be an instant payment service that enables customers at participating banks and credit unions to send and receive money within seconds, 24/7 and every day.
Oh, wow. PayPal for banks. Imagine that. Yippee.
As I said before, I'll say it again, I don't think it will work.
Well, no, they're probably going to try to base it on the Fed coin, like I said.
Well, now with a lot of the banks, you have you have to have a waiting period if you deposit a check, unless it's with that bank, and this and that, and they're trying to take.
They're trying to draw out $10,000. See what they tell you. If you got 10 grand in the bank in an account, go try to draw it out. See what they tell you. And I'm pretty sure most of these payment services, especially the newer ones popping up, are more of a distraction than anything else. They're coming up with them left and right because they know the interest rates are out of control. And when they reach a certain point, the Federal Reserve will fail. Not might fail, will fail.
Well, everybody that's figured out how to make an app is coming up with a payment service.
And I'm not being a fearmonger here.
No.
The proof is in the book, Creature from Jekyll Island. So there's no way anybody could say, oh, he's just scaring people. Nope. I've been told I was scaring people 30 years ago about the exact same thing. I'm still scaring people, but this time it's closing in quick. All you gotta do is jump on YouTube, watch some of the videos.
Watch some G. Edward Griffin. He has
Watch,
videos.
watch what's his name? The dude from Hawaii.
What is it? Be Aware? Is that what it's called?
Be Aware is one place, yeah. Because no, the guy that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, Robert Kiyosaki.
Robert Kiyosaki is on that website a lot. On that or on those videos. Be Awakened is what they're called.
Yeah.
Be Awakened on the CommyTube.
Well, we learned about Robert Kiyosaki in the 90s, in the late 90s.
Or he was writing the first book when we learned about him.
He had just written Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, and he was right. Oh, he's writing the second book. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So take it for what it's worth. If you have a lot of money in an FDIC account, you might want to be splitting it up and spreading it out. Spread it out a little bit. Don't keep it all in one spot.
Oh yeah, during the holidays, the spam calls are from all the charities and foundations and organizations that they want you to donate to. Now it's all gold and silver bullion.
And don't forget the police officers and the fire departments.
Yeah.
That call wanting you to donate.
Yeah. Oh, I donate we donate locally.
Yeah.
To the squads and the.
That is what I guarantee. Same way with I keep seeing, especially since it's got the One American Network on, or One American News, what they call it.
Yeah.
OANN.
Yeah.
One American News Network. That's it. There's a commercial on there about how they say, adopt from your local shelter, or give to your local animal shelter, don't give to the ASPCA.
Yeah, because that all goes in their pockets. It doesn't go out to the animals.
65% of it goes to administration.
They have lists out there that show you the charities and how much money actually goes to the charity and how much money goes to the administration of the charity.
Hey, if a charity is what you got in mind,
we're nonprofit.
It's called, and then some again incorporated.
But yeah, just if you're donating to a charity, check them out, because a lot of them, 65-75% of their proceeds go into the administration of the foundation or the organization, and only 30-40% goes to the actual charitable work.
That's, if you want to check out one that gives, I think it's 92% back to the cause, is of course our favorite, St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
No.
That was that's always been that way. Actually, when Danny Thomas was alive, I believe it was 100% that went straight to the children and the family.
Well, Shriners Hospital, they're good about most of the money going to the hospitals.
Yeah, but they got to support all them guys in the parades too, so it's hard to tell.
No, them guys support themselves. I know, because my grandfather was a clown.
I know. Yep, riding around their clown cars and stuff.
Well, he didn't have the clown car. He marched, but he was a clown.
Yep. I don't know. It's I've got just all the regular people in here.
Well, it's been a long day here as well. And I'm ready. I'm like Debbie. I'm ready to pack it in tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank everybody that's been with us this evening. We appreciate your support each and every day.
And just a little preview when we come back on again, possibly as early as tomorrow afternoon or night. Chad Helmstetter is going to talk to us about solving problems and accomplishing goals with talking to yourself. That's the next chapter.
Okay. So until then,
Probably do a lot. Probably do if we get a break from the rain tomorrow, which I don't know. If we don't get a break, you might see me up on the mountain.
okay.
And nothing else for a day ride, but at least an overnighter. I think tomorrow's the worst day, and a little bit of Friday. And Jared, if you have any questions, be sure and get hold of Ms. Q. It's easy to do with the website contact page or however you want to get a hold of her. Phone, text, or whatever. And if you follow the directions, there's no way you can overdose, because if your body gets too much of what's in that blue bottle, it turns it back to saline. And it does. A lot of people freak out when they see the label and it says ingredients and it says water and sodium chloride. The fact is, it is salt water from Salt Lake City. But another fact is that the salt water has been changed into redox signaling cells.
And the sodium is the equivalent of a carrot.
1 carrot. Yeah. If a zero sodium diet, I believe, are able to eat small amounts of carrots. So that's how I know it's safe. There's people that are on it that are on no salt diets with no problem. So I'd like to get that information out there about the product that we didn't cover before.
Did you get your Hot Wheels, Jared? I just want to make sure everybody's getting their packages. Jared's the only one I hadn't heard from yet.
Well, we're going to keep you up and about there, Jared, that's for sure, because that's what this stuff does for me.
So until tomorrow, be safe, be blessed. More later.
More later. Love y'all. Patriot hugs. I don't know what that was back there. Sounded like it hurt.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.